James and the Giant Peach and Physics by Roald Dahl. Chapter 1. Until he was 4 years old, Henry Trotter had a happy life. He lived peacefully with his mother and father in a beautiful house beside the sea. Then, one day, James's mother and father went to London to do some shopping, and there a terrible thing happened. Both of them suddenly got eaten up, in full daylight, mind you, and on a crowded street, by an enormous
ugly barnacle
which had escaped from the London Zoo. Now this, as you can well imagine, was a rather nasty experience for two such gentle parents, but in the long run it was far nastier for James than it was for them. Their troubles were all over in a jiffy. They were dead and gone in 35 seconds flat.
that everyone died. The end.
Chapter 35. Round and round and upside down, round and round and upside down, round and round and round and round and round and round and upside down went the peach as it plummeted towards the earth, and they were all clinging desperately to the stem to save themselves from being flung into space. Chapter 37. It was really an amazing sight, and in 2 or 3 minutes, as soon as the people below realized that this now couldn't possibly be a bomb, they came pouring out of the shelters in the subways to gape at the marvel. The streets for half a mile round the building were jammed with men and women, and when the word spread that there were actually living things moving about on the top of the great round ball, then everybody went wild with excitement. "It's a flying
Naked man.
they shouted. "They are from outer space. They are men from Mars. Or maybe they came from the moon." And a man who had a pair of binoculars to his eye said, "They look pretty particular to me, I'll tell you that." Chapter 39. And all you had to do any day of the week was to go and knock upon the door, and the door would always be open to you, and you would always be asked to come inside and see the famous room where James had first met his friends. And sometimes, if you were very lucky, you would find the old green
Penis.
there as well, resting peacefully in a chair before the fire, or perhaps it would be the ladybird who had dropped in for a cup of tea and a gossip, or the centipede to show off a new batch of particularly elegant boots that he had just acquired. Every day of the week, hundreds and hundreds of children from far and near came pouring into the city to see the marvellous peach stone in the park, and Henry Trotter, who once, if you remember, had been the saddest and loneliest little boy that you could find, now had all the friends and playmates in the world. And because so many of them were always begging him to tell and tell again the story of his adventures on the peach, he thought it would be nice if one day he sat down and wrote it as a book. So he did, and that is what you have just finished reading.
The end.
Let's get out of here! Sounds like you need a little oil, Captain. Thank you, sir. I'll be shoving off now. I should have worn a belt. Holy shipwreck!
The end.